Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe, but this is my last segment of the entire year, December 31st, 2024. And so I want to talk about my wish for 2025, and that it's all of us get off of social media. Now, I also understand that if that happens, I'm probably going to lose a good chunk of you that might be listening or watching to this, but quite frankly, I think it's for the greater good, and I don't want to lose any of you, believe me, but I really think we should get off social media. And fortunately, Mark Zuckerberg may actually be helping with this, which I think is a terrible decision on his part, an excellent decision for us in the long run, even though initially it's going to suck. Now, Alfonso Mariuccia, from TechSpot had a good write-up on this, and essentially this is what's going on because Meta, aka Facebook, is actively working on transforming their social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, etc., into spaces where AI bots interact with each other. Now, over the next few years, basically, they are planning on integrating AI technology to boost engagement with the 3 billion real humans that use Facebook, Instagram, Threads, etc. I do have a Threads account, but I don't use it anymore. Never been on Instagram. I think that's been a disaster for humanity. And I am on Facebook, which is absolutely a disaster for humanity. But unfortunately, here we are. So, this could be one of two things: either a revolutionary move, and I really don't think it's going to be, or it's going to be just another disaster, kind of like the metaverse VR ecosystem that Zuckerberg tried to put together, and the metaverse was terrible. I did try it and spend some time in it. It absolutely sucked. So I hope that this move is going to kill social media, and I hope it's going to kill social media in general. Now, interestingly enough, Meta's vice president of the product for generative AI, Connor Hayes, talking to the Financial Times, said the company basically expects that these AI bots will eventually exist on their platform, just like user accounts do today. In other words, as we've signed up to essentially share with our friends or whatever it is, and we really aren't sharing with our friends anymore. I literally did a segment on that where I just see nothing but garbage news about, the Kim Kardashians of the world that I couldn't care less about, or pointless videos, or all this kind of junk. And at one point, it was 127 of those roughly before I saw an actual friend post. This is now going to be introducing AI. Now, these bots will have fake biographies, they're going to have profile pictures, they'll start sharing content generated by AI, which, as we've seen, oftentimes is absolute garbage. And so here we are. Now, integrating generative AI into Facebook, Instagram, etc., is now a priority, according to Hayes, who, again, is running the show on generative AI for Meta. Now, Meta's apps basically need to become more entertaining and engaging, according to them. And quite frankly, no, that's not what I would want from a social media platform. I remember social networking, the circle of friends concept. You get to talk to your friends. Now it's just data mining you to give you pointless BS just to advertise to you. Not to mention they can sell that data as they have been for years and years and years. Now, they also mentioned that hundreds of thousands of characters have already been created with previously released AI tools. Some of those are currently available to US users, and they're going to expand to other markets as well. In other words, they are really full steam ahead on this. Now, one other note that was shared by Hayes is that the majority of these fake AI characters have been kept private by their creators. Now, that could be a sign that very few content creators are currently viewing generative AI as a mature, reliable, and useful technology for boosting engagement. Now, where we've really seen this start to take off, interestingly enough, is OnlyFans. I've read articles that OnlyFans, especially the creators, the whatever you want to call them there, I don't know what they're called there, OnlyFans, not patrons, but those that generate the content. Anyway, they're leveraging AI to keep up with fan requests because they can't make that many videos apparently for all the crazy stuff, let's put it that way, that their fans want. And if you really want to get depressed about this, Meta also confirmed that most users have been using AI tools to embellish, adjust, improve their photos, etc., and other quote-unquote real-world content. I think that's sad, and that is reality warping. And I think that's one of the big issues that we've got. This was one of the problems with Instagram right out of the gate, is that you have, previously Photoshop, now AI touched up, and you had a massive image problem, especially in teen girls on Instagram, where they're looking at like the perfect model, thinking, if I look in the mirror, I'm not going to look like that. I'm never going to look like that. When quite frankly, what they're looking at really isn't real either. And this is the problem that we consistently have. Social media is making us depressed, and it's making us isolated. And if what we are seeing is AI content over actual friend interaction, then what the hell is the point of this platform? Now, other companies are also doing this as well. Snapchat and TikTok are full steam ahead with this. TikTok, obviously, go watch my video, delete TikTok now. Like, I'm not a fan of that either. Now, critics of this, basically, as Dimitri put it, AI-filled dystopia, warn about essentially the risks of the weaponization of AI-generated content. We have seen this constantly. I mean, not to mention the disinformation that is rampant on this. And if you think you're talking to a real person, I mean, how many times have we seen this? I literally was at a party the other day, and somebody there at the party was talking about one of their co-workers that basically was very serious about thinking that he was actually chatting with Scarlett Johansson. And clearly it was fake, and it ended up being fake and all of that. And then 6 months later, he was talking to some other famous actress, but not really, And so by virtue of this has been a total disaster for humanity and society. Look back at the last 15 years or so of what social media is. When Facebook really started taking off around 2012, we saw huge spikes in basically depression, suicidality in teen boys, absolutely in teen girls. And so if we are not being connected, if this is driving us apart, if we are not physically gathering and socializing as communities, and whatever that community is for you, whether that's a church or an actual community or your neighborhood or just a group of friends, we are doing ourselves a disservice. And so for my wish, my hope, if I'm blowing out the candles on 2024, is that we are going to get together in person. We are going to stop using social media. We're going to start breaking these kinds of addictions. And as essentially the content filters start to really get taken down, and on Twitter, in the name of free speech, which just ramped up the anger left and right, I think we have to be looking at this, and it just has to be exhausting to us. And by virtue of that, take a break. And studies have shown that if people spend even 3 days or so, a week off of social media, just completely cut it out of their diet, they feel better, they feel more focused, and everything else. And so please, if you're following me on social media, go find me on YouTube or SoundCloud or listen to my radio show. I would prefer you look at them or listen to it there, as opposed to social media, which quite frankly is just going to depress us more. And at some point, I'm going to be competing with AI content. And how much does that suck? Because AI content tends to be garbage. It's not original human thought. It's whatever it's learned on and then generates and is keeping us pointlessly amused. And I think that is an issue. If we are distracted, we do not understand the news of the day. We do not understand the realities of what is going on around us. And social media has been literally weaponized to do exactly that. So let's get off social media. That is my 2025 wish. Let's just shoot it in the head. And please like, share. Oh, and Happy New Year, by the way. Although I know this this segment isn't exactly the fun start to the new year, but it is the last day of 2024, and hopefully next year will be better. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please, just please attempt to stay private. And if you're following me on any of those that I just mentioned, please jump over to YouTube or SoundCloud to do this, because social media is just the worst. Take care.